what's up? I know it's been a long time since I've done another Shop My Stash. I'm planning my 25th birthday party this year. I've been really dedicated to that. In the meantime, I'm just here in the background looking crusty. I actually cleared this drawer out so we could use it for the Shop My Stash video. Here is the products that I had in my last Shop My Stash video. The NYX Plump Right Back. I actually have been loving this stuff. I haven't actually used my makeup consistently, which is another reason why it's taken me so long to actually do a Shop My Stash video. A Revolution Pore Blur Primer. I'm actually going to be putting that back. This is the Real Her Dream So Big eyeshadow palette, and honestly I just don't like this palette. Very boring, but also it doesn't pick up the way I would like it gives more of a chalky look using these light pinks. And I've tried to use this palette, but it definitely gives the chalk effects. Also going to be putting that one back. I Heart Revolution Chocolate Banana. I love this powder. I always use this powder. I think this is a really good cheap dupe. You really have to know how to work this powder because it can look very, very cakey. But I am going to go ahead and put that one back. This is the Ulta Beauty finishing powder. This is the lightweight matte finish. I actually love this powder. I have used it, but I am gonna put it back. I have to use a lot of the makeup that I have. I have this horrible toxic trait. I would buy makeup when it first come out and I would use it for like 2 days. That's it. Used it, loved it, bam. I really have to stop doing that. Here is another powder that I have. This is the Revlon Skin Lights. Now these are supposed to be like bronzers, but I actually have this to use under my eye. I think this in combination with like a really heavy powder like this one is like perfect together. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Long Wear foundation, and I got the shade 420. But I think what I'm going to start doing is using hydrating dewy foundations like this in the winter time, because they just don't hold up well on me. In the summertime I definitely get a lot of creasing and things like that. So same with this one, the Sephora S Clean, literally only for the winter time when my skin is a lot more dry, really a lot more hydrated in the summertime. So these just do not hold up long. I guess these would be great if you're just maybe running out to the store or something like that and you want some type of coverage, but to be real, these do not last long on me for more than 4 hours in the summertime. But I do get good results in the wintertime, so I'm gonna hold off on those. Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. This is in the shade Dark Neutral. I am a little bit more darker, so this is just not really working for me this summer, but I love this and it works really, really well when I have like foundations that are a little bit too light. These are the items that I had. The same thing as far as products. I'm not going to pick that many products because I'm not using that many products. Here is the palettes that I've picked out. I grabbed the Cab Cosmetics Contour Palette or Face Sculpting Palette. It's a beautiful palette, but it just doesn't work. This is for people with really, really warm skin tones. I have like yellow, neutral type of skin tones, so this just doesn't work best for me. However, I do love these two shades right here, Sunshine and Cream. I would use Naked and Toffee for like contouring, but other than that, like these down here, not really. This wouldn't be the first palette that I recommend for like makeup artists and things like that. The Revolution Emily Edit palettes. This is the Once palette. I used this palette maybe like twice. I wanted to get more into some of these colors, like this green right here. I've used this color right here, Eve Rose. I always use Midwest, Hobby, you guys know, and then Dues Pay. Like I'm really, really basic when it comes to like doing my eyeshadow. So I typically always gravitate to the more natural colors in any palette. So those are the palettes, I'm sorry, those are the colors that I have been using for the most part. I am going to be putting this back And I'm gonna be putting the Cap Cosmetics palette back. So I have the Give Them La La Beauty palette. I'm not gonna lie, haven't used this that much. Like the Boss Lady color, I have used I Do, but that's pretty much it. Isn't one of my favorite palettes either. I think it's really cute, however, and I definitely think you can get some good usage out of these. And you can also use these for eyeshadows as well. Boss Lady will look really good in your crease. Have the Love Is My Drug palette. I've used like the very simple basic colors like Cherish, Flame, Fixated. The reason being because I've only been needing to look very, very natural when I've been going places. I also used Romance. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting this one back. And then we have the Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Strip palette. I love this palette. I actually did a review on this palette. You guys should definitely check it out. But here is what it looks like. This is the perfect everyday palette. So I am actually going to be keeping this up here because I've been loving this. This has been like my go-to palette. And actually all of the colors that I've been using for the most part in that palette is in this palette right here. So I am going to keep this palette to encourage myself to get more palettes that have more colors. So I'm going to put all of these up. Okay, you guys, let's kick things off with the foundation. So let's go ahead and... I know that I want to use the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, and so this came out this year. I haven't actually used it a lot since then, so shake this bad boy up. I have this thing about, I feel like I have this thing about dewy foundations that I don't want to use dewy foundations, but this one works pretty well. To me, it kind of dries down like satin. I'm going to be pulling out these two foundations. Looking over here at the primers, sticking with the NYX Plump Right Back primer. I absolutely love this. Ever since Jackiana recommended this, I just couldn't get off of it. I do want to grab the Fenty Beauty Matte primer because I need a matte primer while I have this batch of products, the MAC Fix Plus, because I absolutely love this setting spray. One of my BoxyCharm boxes, this is Clean Skin Club Pineapple Glow Mist. I have my base. I have two foundations, I have two primers, and two setting sprays. The foundations will go perfect. Primers, the setting sprays. I also didn't tell you guys last time, for concealers, I grabbed these two concealers. I also grabbed the NARS concealer, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. And then we also have a NARS foundation, so why not? I'm going to actually grab the lightest shade of the LYS Triple Fix concealer. I have really been wanting to try these again because I love them the first time that I tried them. Really? Okay, so we're going to grab, we are going to grab the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is in the shade C17. I'm going to grab this one because, it is not even focused. I am going to grab this one because it is mattifying, and I figure if I'm going to be having those dewy-like foundations, I definitely want to have a concealer that can be mattifying. I actually want to use my Laura Mercier Translucent Medium Deep Powder. I haven't used this in quite some time. If you guys have seen my review, I had recently did the LYS review, and I picked this up, and this is a bronzer, and this is in the shade Tan. I thought it'll be like my skin tone shade, so I'm gonna pull this out again just so I can really clarify to see if I can use it as like a face powder or if I just have to use it as a bronzer. So that's one of the really fun things about makeup is the MAC face powder in NC45. This one is also basically face powder. So since I have that one, I'm just going to go ahead and pull out the banana powder from Revolution because this is a really heavy powder. But I'll have this to be able to kind of like target that really yellow crispy look. After that, we have this drawer. I haven't really been into my makeup collection, you guys. I feel like I need more makeup. All of this makeup is pretty old. I don't have anything new that I've just absolutely been feeling. I've been into like really natural blushes, or I've been into like really like pinky blushes because I have been wearing like really natural eyes and like really dramatic blush. So I probably am going to pull this out. This is the NARS Angelica, and here's what it looks like on my finger, you guys. I don't know. That was the worst swatch ever. So don't quote me on this. And I'm going to have to, one second. But I love this MAC blush. This is just a pinch. I have like a weird obsession with this blush in particular. My same old boring little highlighters that you guys have always seen here on this channel, but I haven't used the Wet n Wild in a while, and that's what I'm saying. You guys hear me saying like, oh, these are my same old makeup products, but that's why I have the Shop My Stash, so I can encourage myself to use the products that I don't use anymore more. Here is the Wet n Wild highlighter. The camera is literally about to go dead. I kind of want to hurry this up here in one setting, but I'm probably gonna have to switch my battery. Definitely want to try the, see, that's what I'm saying, it has a highlighter in it, but this is the ColourPop Such a Rush cheek palette. These are bronzers in my opinion. They got them as blushes, but no way. So I'm going to be pulling this out for bronzing. Sorry you guys, my camera went dead. You want to know something that's so crazy? I have this e.l.f. putty bronzer. I haven't used much of. This is a cream bronzer, so I'm actually going to be pulling this out as well. Maybe I can grab this palette right here, the Beauty Bakery Napoleon Bar palette. First of all, I really love this palette, but they have a highlighter in here, a blush, and then there's also like a bronzer. And adding my concealers in here. I'm also going to go ahead and add my putty blush in here because kind of low-key that's going to be playing as a concealer. Face powder, our face powders, or bronzers and highlighters and blushes in here. Down here for like our bigger, bulkier products. I love that, you guys. Oh my gosh, these are really gonna annoy me so bad. I had my boyfriend help me put this together, and this is what happens when you ask a man to help you do work that requires detail. Got this Beauty Bakery Sour You Doing. I'm not really feeling the colors in here though. I got this palette from my BoxyCharm box. I'm gonna try to figure something out with this palette. I'm also going to do a makeup review on this palette, you guys, because I haven't seen any reviews, but I also haven't looked, but I didn't know that they had this palette out either. So yes, you guys, comment down below and let me know if you want to see a review on this palette. Happened to the Violet Voss. I don't know, I don't know if I've ever featured this on my palette. I don't know if I've ever featured this on my channel in my Shop My Stash videos. However, if you guys are like aware or not, comment down and let me know, because a lot of times that I forget, but I feel like I would definitely have to add this. Yete, I Am a Woman, What's Your Superpower? I think this is a really cool, cute, little unique palette. It has some beautiful shimmers and everything. I can create like a really cute look, put something together. I got this from BoxyCharm too. I don't know if I've ever featured this on my Shop My Stash video, but I definitely want to pull it out again. They do have a lot of nice like neutral shades that I have used. I have used this palette before. That might be asking like a lot of me, y'all, but this is really, really beautiful. I'll definitely pull this one out so we can try this palette. So here are the palettes that we have. The Ciate palette, the Beauty Bakery Sour You're Doing. We have one of my absolute favorites right now, the Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Strip palette. The Urban Decay Wired, and then the Violet Voss Violet Sunset. Take one last look at the products that we do have in our Shop My Stash this week. The LYS, the NARS Revolution, the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, the LYS Matte Bronzer in Tan, but we're going to try to use it as a face powder. We have the MAC Studio Fix Face Powder, and that is in a shade NC45. And I have these two primers, the Fenty Matte Pro Filter, the NYX NARS and Anastasia Beverly Hills foundations. We're going to be doing the ColourPop Cheek Duo. This is the Wet n Wild highlighter. We have a MAC highlighter in here, a NARS bronzer. That's actually a MAC blush. And then we have the MAC setting spray, the Prep and Prime. We also have the Clean Skin Pineapple Glow Mist. And then this is the Napoleon Bar face palette, Laura Mercier, and the banana powder from Revolution, you guys. Okay, that is it for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the post notification bell so you can be a part of the gang, and let me know what other videos you would like to see or what products you would like me to feature on the channel.